Hey everyone, welcome to Geeks for Geeks. I'm Ishan Sharma, and in today's video, we'll try to understand why you should be learning JavaScript in the year 2021. Let's get started. So this video is mainly for people who are beginners who want to pick up a programming language, but they are confused. So what I will tell you is that JavaScript is one of the most popular, most widely used programming languages. It is the language that is being used to build some of the biggest websites that you see online, right? So 80 to 90% of the websites that are made online are actually made using JavaScript. Okay, this is the only programming language that is used by so many websites around the internet. Okay, now before we start with the application parts, let's try to understand the basic parts of why you should be learning JavaScript. Well, first of all, we have the monetary aspect, right? So if you look at the average salary of a JavaScript developer in India, that's somewhere about 10 lakh rupees per annum, and it varies a lot. It can go a lot higher depending on where you are working, right? So that's one thing. Now you can do a lot of freelancing gigs as well, because again, with JavaScript, people make a lot of websites. So what you can do is that you can actually try to help other businesses solve their issues with their websites, or you can become like their developer that handles their website. If there are some issues, you try to fix it. So that's what you can also try to do. Okay, so freelancing jobs, there are a lot of opportunities for you if you are like a JavaScript developer and you have proper knowledge about how JavaScript actually works. Now let's try to understand what are the applications of JavaScript. So first of all, again, you can start building the front end of a website. Okay, so this would basically be how the website actually works. You can integrate the dynamic nature of the website into the front end only by using JavaScript. You basically make like the skeleton of the website using HTML. You have the styling on it, the muscles, if you want to call it that, using CSS. And then you, at the end, have the JavaScript part, which is actually going to make it responsive. It should actually work. And for it to work, you would have to use JavaScript. So this is the front end part of it. You can start learning JavaScript. You can use DOM manipulation, and with that, you would get access to the elements in HTML, and you can try to manipulate them depending on any event. If any event has been occurred, you would be able to detect that, and then you would have to take some action based upon that, right? So this is really important. You can start building the front end of JavaScript. Now, if you don't know, JavaScript was actually made back in 1990s. That was a time when Netscape Navigator was really famous, and they started building this programming language called as JavaScript that we use all the time today. But moving on to the backend side of things, right? So in the backend, you can try to use something called as Node.js. Now what used to happen is that you could only execute JavaScript code in the browser, right? So you have Google Chrome, Safari, Internet Explorer, Edge, and some other browsers. You could only run it on the browser. Now the browser has something called as a V8 engine. Okay, that is what Google Chrome has. If you look at Mozilla Firefox, it has something called as SpiderMonkey, and they basically have these softwares. They basically run your JavaScript code. So back in 2009, Ryan Dahl is like a developer, and he took out this V8 engine out of Google Chrome, and he put it into a simple C script, and he actually made himself like a node. Okay, he called it a node, but basically using this software, you could actually run your own JavaScript code outside of the browser. Okay, so with this, you would now be able to execute JavaScript code, and you can do a lot of things, but basically Node.js is used to build like the server of the website. You can use some database, and you can build like the backend side of things. Now you can also use JavaScript to build reusable components when you have frameworks like React, Angular, or Vue for the front end. And then you can also try to build some Android applications when you have React Native, right? So React Native is a great way for you to write JavaScript code and actually build like an Android application out of that. Okay, so that's what I would say. These are some big applications of JavaScript. Now, another application of JavaScript would be to learn machine learning, right? So you can use something called as TensorFlow.js. There is also this thing called as Brain.js, and they basically enable you to create models just by using JavaScript, right? You also have something called as ML5.js. You can just research for that. But basically, they would just have pre-trained models, and you can just include that into your program if you want to build something. You can also use a lot of APIs that are built for JavaScript specifically. Okay, so you can learn about how does REST APIs work, and that is also an important part. JavaScript has a lot of libraries, right? So if you just look into the number of libraries available for JavaScript, it's just crazy, right? You can do a lot of interesting things once you get to know these. Like you have Three.js, then you have a lot of other ones as well, data visualization, and basically whatever you want to do, there will be like a library that will enable you to execute your purpose. Okay, so yeah, this is really important. You should totally have a look at JavaScript, try it out yourself, see if you enjoy it. If you do not, maybe try to move on to some other language, like you have Python, and yeah, just try things out. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section down below, and like this video if you enjoyed this, and you can also check out some blogs that we have on Geeks for Geeks website about JavaScript.